Okay, so what's on the papers this morning? The People Daily, the Standard newspaper, and the Daily Nation. We'll be taking a look at what has been captured. Welcome on board, and joining me for the same is Eric Ragalo. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Helps me out to analyze on the papers, and we start off with what is on the Daily Nation. And militants kill 110 farmers in Nigeria. The United Nations say the villagers who were working on rice paddies were tied up and their throats slit in the bizarre deaths. This is absurd.
Are they militants?
They are not.
They are not.
They are?
If the world wanted them away, they would go.
Oh, yeah?
They're there to do some work for some people.
Okay.
There is nothing in this world we call militant. Every organization is made, and the people who make them are people who control even the powers that be. So if you tell me there is Al-Shabaab, then who made Al-Shabaab? And why can't they finish Al-Shabaab?
Yeah.
Who made Mungiki? Because they just can't wake up and make themselves. Reason, we have intelligence all over. We have international intelligence. So these militants, who funds them? What work are they doing? That's why Congo is where they are today, very poor. Because some countries made militants in that country so that they use instability to take away their resources. And the Congolese are always poor, while the Belgians are always rich. And who tells you they are militants? There is nothing like that.
There is still so much unrest in Nigeria, or so to speak, courtesy of the secession talks that they are not even, well, Boko Haram is one of the things, but also there's been that talk where, you know, a region called the Biafran region sort of feels like, you know, that they have been marginalized for a long time, and, you know, they have been calling for secession for the longest of time. Such also, do you suppose that these individuals who are conducting these you know, heinous acts could be, you know, thriving in that, or could be taking advantage of the situation?
No. The situation here is oil. Where are they? The black gold.
Yeah.
Where are they? Boko Haram are down the oil belt.
Right.
And the issue here is instability, so that the oil will not help Nigerians. Nigerians is one of the largest oil producers in the world.
Right.
And why are they poor?
Interestingly, they use generators only.
Yes. Why are they
nothing.
poor? I mean, things that you don't, you really see. It's very easy to analyze. And Nigerians, if they wanted Boko Haram away, they will be away.
You think so?
And there is no organization in this world that is not made. So all this is hogwash, and they know who funds them. And the question is, how do they survive in the forest? And who gives them money? Joseph Kony has been there many years.
Kony is there, and up until today, nobody knows how to get a hold of him.
How,
do you think?
How?
They do.
How? Was it hard to get Osama?
It wasn't.
It wasn't. It was just that the time to get Osama came, and they had to get him. That time came.
Okay.
But if they wanted to have him before, they would have had him.
Right.
You use such instability to control the world.
Yeah.
So you say there is right now, if you want to look bad, and a country want to look bad, they will tag that country as one of the country funding Al-Shabaab, and then they will use that loophole to hit you. Is South Korea really bad? I mean, North Korea.
North Korea.
Are they?
No.
Yes,
but they're badly off right now
because of what comes out, the media.
Yes, the media,
what they bring out.
You think so?
But are they really bad?
Is it not what is in
Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Libya was bad.
Yes.
What we were being told.
Yes.
That Gaddafi is doing. After Gaddafi left,
it is worse.
It is worse.
Right.
Now people remember Gaddafi better. Right. They say, oh,
I wish
we had free education, free nini. Kids will go to school. Ukipata mtoto hata unalipwa, kuzaa ni kulipwa. So now you survive. So was Gaddafi bad?
So you think Kim is a good one for them?
I'm telling you, sometimes the people you think are hard-handed are good leaders.
Wow.
Does North Korea have a World Bank? Yes, Kenya we have.
Yes.
We have Central Bank, a bank that is controlled in the whole world.
They've been operating in isolation.
North Korea don't have a central bank. Why?
But things are running.
Because you cannot control their money
Yes.
against the dollar.
Right.
So they keep their currency stable.
Okay.
People don't understand some of these things are more than what they think. So to me, North Korea may not be bad.
They can only realize
may
that.
not be bad. May not be bad.
Okay. Well.
Yes. Was Saddam bad?
So they were saying.
Is Iraq stable today, or is it?
It is not.
So was Saddam really bad?
On second thought, well, let's leave it at that. We can have this conversation until cows come back home. But indeed, I think it is worth a conversation
Yes.
having.
Are these people that are said are bad really bad?
Yeah.
It's just that because they don't go with what you think.
For a moment.
Was Mugabe really bad? So that they killed the economy of the currency.
Was Mugabe really good?
Yes.
You think so?
Because he was telling you the truth.
Well, after all said and done, Zim is in a worse place as it stands anyway.
Yes.
So
right now they are even more unstable.
yeah.
Even before Mugabe was better.
Okay, well, let's leave it at that. We might forget that we are here to analyze the papers and delve into a different, conversation altogether. But here we are, and back at home, Ruto calls crisis talks over BBI. And if you take a look around, you realize that almost all the papers are speaking about the BBI and are speaking about Ruto in particular. So change of heart amid reports of emergence of two opposing camps of his allies. The DP is on Wednesday scheduled to meet select leaders in a bid to explain his position on the recently launched bill to amend the 2010 Constitution. A story captured on page 4, a story that we'll also be pondering on later on. And he says it is his constitutional duty to assist his boss, the president. And it says we have made improvements to BBI post-Bomas, now working on consensus for Kenyans to have the real choices, contrary to what Right Honorable Raila Odinga says.
Ruto is a master.
Okay.
He's a master chess player and he's getting it really right.
What do you mean he's a master? I think it should be the Daily Nation or the Standard newspaper. Oh, that speaks of a Ruto who's cornered.
Yeah, them they will say that.
But you think it is not the case?
He who pays the piper calls the shots.
The shots.
We know where the standard comes from. And I would tell you, Ruto is not cornered.
Okay.
I'm ODM. I keep saying that. And honesty must be said.
Yes.
Ruto is good. Ruto was selling BBI as anti the public.
Yes.
The public means their economy. I would still come back to economy part, but let me handle this. What Ruto asked for, most of the things were handled. Okay? And you could say BBI even communicated and talked about tea.
Yeah.
Milk and farm products were all taken to BBI, and farm products agriculture is going to be handled, is now coming back to the governor level. It is what we call it is going to be devolved, meaning at the level, the lowest level, they are going to control the agriculture and many other things. So what is coming back to say is that I told you I was going to work for you and to help you. Yeah. And agriculture has come to your level. Okay. Have I not done it? He has. He has. To be honest, he has. All right. And what is going to happen? He's going to sell as pro wananchi. And he's going to win hearts. Ruto is a master. Let's just be honest. Okay. However much you like him or hate him, me, I will never vote him as a president. Okay. But with this one, he won. With this one, he won, you think? He did. All right. The only part of BBI that I'm finding hard to understand is how we'll have 647 members, 645 members, something like that. Both Senate representing us and the National Assembly. The National Assembly. 180 nominated women. I just don't get it. Okay, I'm not against women, but 640 something. Yeah. We know that they get around 800 to a million, 1 million salary. We know that they have house allowance, house mortgage going to up to 40 million. Yeah. They have 1 million lowest of mileage allowance. We have 10 million medical cover. We have one every person, so we have 640 something drivers.
Wow.
We have 1,200 and something bodyguards. We have 640 something PAs.
It's going to be huge.
And all these are at the Parliamentary Service Commission to pay these people.
This, yeah.
And we are going to pay that. And 640 something people divide by 47 million. So what are they representing?
Certainly.
Kenya is
We're
rich.
Not quite huge
no,
enough.
Kenya
That
is very, very, very rich.
Yeah.
Kenya is extremely rich, and Kenyans are signing. They should read fast.
Well, okay, it is important.
I would tell Kenyans, sign the last day.
Once
Take your time to understand. I've not signed.
Until
not yet.
The last day is
and
almost out. We're talking about a week, and the launching was done somewhere on Thursday, I think. Thursday, Wednesday.
I will sign Wednesday or not sign.
Okay.
Because I have a phone and I can download that Nini app and sign or not sign.
But so far, so far so good. You can tell the numbers are quite huge.
Let them sign. People who are signing without having read. No, people are just signing because the book is there.
I think the most important thing is whether it's going to take us to a yes or no vote. And then in that case, the sobriety of a Kenyan is needed.
Have you ever realized that many people who vote against something are always right?
Oh, yeah?
Yes, because those people vote honesty. When you find people queuing for something, be very careful. And that's why the Englishman said, when you see the deal is too good,
you better think twice.
Think twice.
Okay. Let's.
So, the other part is, do you know they removed the Health Service Commission? Do you know it's not there totally?
Yes.
In total.
Oh, the revised one.
Yes. And do you know that hurts a lot?
Why does it?
It hurts because it was for Kenyans. It was for the medics and the Kenyans. Actually, they removed it.
You know, there's a Teacher Service Commission, and we still see trouble in the education sector.
No, Teacher Service Commission, it's for the human resource of teachers.
Yes.
This employment, distribution, salary.
The Health Commission was to take what direction in that case?
Health Service Commission was to do the same. Well, and I told you that you'll find some people in some county paid better than others, but you're in the same cadre, the same level.
Yeah.
But those guys' job group went up. You as Bado in a struggle, and many other things. But if health is left at that, we are saying it's okay. We will survive this thing. We'll just survive it.
All right, hold it right there. We'll be talking matters health as we proceed, because I know there's a story on that. But away from it, transport chaos fears as matatus leave the CBD. Nairobi Metropolitan Services want matatu out of the Central Business District by tomorrow. How realistic, how achievable is this, and what impact would it be?
I'll tell you, people will walk. From Ngara to town on foot.
You know, we've had this conversation before.
Yes.
And
it is not achievable as at now. What we would have done, we would have made rails into town. Go to Durban, South Africa. Durban, the main stage. The main stage in the Durban city. You have a train inside the stage.
Yeah.
Okay? When you go to airport, you have a train inside the airport. It's called the GAU train. When you go to KwaZulu Natal, GAU train carries people from the airport to the city, to other cities. Okay. The other rail goes inside the matatu terminus. Just the way railway it is, then carries people into or out of the city. We would have had railway inside GPO. Actually, GPO was a railway station, Kitambo.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Kitambo, you read your history, you will find GPO was a railway station. It was not what it is today. And why did we remove the railways? I don't know. I wasn't born by then. They know why. But it was a wrong idea. We should have a railway running to GPO. Okay. And many other places in the city, so that it can bring people in and out.
All right.
That one will work. Secondly, Why it will not work? You do this to decongest town. Are you decongesting town or congesting other parts of town? So, give an example. Ngara, no, past Guru Nanak as you're going down, past Guru Nanak, Park Road, yes. That becomes a terminus all the way. What will happen with that road?
Be terrible.
It is going to lock down. And that is one of the main roads that actually decongest the roads at Pangani going into town. The one that passes through Starehe.
Yes.
The main road. So it congests by these other ones. So what will happen? That other road is going to clog.
Jammed up. Yeah.
It's going to clog. Are we really doing anything to help Kenyans? It's them. It's let's wait and see.
Yeah.
But NMS, they started well. They are doing well. I would commend them and ask if all the cities in town will be the same. And Nairobi and Mombasa and Kisumu will be managed by a service other than political players. That would be very good. Or major towns we have like Eldoret and even Nakuru.
Yeah.
That one will be very good. Very, very good. Because politicians actually what they do is politicking and looking at how to win votes.
Okay.
That thing else.
Well, speaking of NMS and how well it has done, the embattled Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko, briefly, his lobby fails to stop oyster bid.
He's not going to win this one. He's won many wars. This one he's going.
He's not a man with 9 lives.
Actually, he's not going to survive the Senate still. He's a guy on the lynch right now.
Okay.
Atakatwa. Hii kisu IPT.
IPT. You think so?
Anakatwa. What is his usefulness now?
Wow.
He's lacked his usefulness. Why did he refuse to sign that cash? Actually, that's where the problem starts.
But he argues that it's not
he doesn't have to argue.
illegal.
He doesn't have to argue.
Go
now.
against the law?
Which law? Which law does he know? It's not against. Which law does he know? Because NMS was taken to court, and the court said it is a legal entity. So the legal entity want money, and still you say that it's not against the law.
But the court said that it's a legal entity, but equally argued that the process was illegal. It was not right constitutionally. It was not
the
right.
process was illegal, but the end game was legal.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, it's
so are
illegal.
the courts confusing us?
It's politics. This guy is going home, and he doesn't have usefulness. And when he goes home, we will see what plays around.
Okay.
Are we going to have a governor for 1 year? Maybe yes, and maybe it is Waweru.
And you win.
And maybe it is Waweru. Yes. Former MP Dagoretti.
Yes, he's focused on BBI right now. Why would he want
No, he will be the governor.
What makes you say so?
Because he is. Who else will be the governor?
Hold it right there. That's a conversation that is very interesting that we need to have, and I don't know why you conclude it that way.
Actually, it is too long. I saw that coming last.
It is extremely long, yeah.
I saw that coming last year. I've been waiting. Why is Waweru not becoming a governor? He should have been last year.
Constitutional process.
He should
of getting a governor on board.
No, Sonko was going home. How many times has Sonko survived?
Very many times.
Very many. And the last time I knew he's going, and I knew Waweru is prepared to take.
But why? Why Waweru? Is that a constitutional route that will be taking to have him as governor?
We'll just vote him in.
You think so?
Who else will be a governor?
Maraga brags of solid legacy, says judiciary now stronger. Chief Justice states that though he did not achieve all he wanted, he leaves behind a bold institution. Is it him who was bold, or indeed the institution is? He was bold. So is it him or is it the institution?
Him. Let me tell you, everything falls and rises from the king's seat.
Okay.
If it were not for Maraga, we wouldn't have known. Remember, we wouldn't have known that we had a sham election.
Yes.
He was bold to tell these people, I will take this. But Maraga gave us a new election.
Yeah.
And were IBC bold enough to tell us what was happening? They have never been bold. They were never bold in 2007. They were never bold in 2013 and even 2017. The time we'll get a Maraga in IBC, then we'll have an election.
Wow.
That's it. Yes.
So
Maraga has
it doesn't
left.
matter how many changes or reforms are made within the.
Like now, let me ask you: what are the change? What will 5 people forming a government bring a change? There will be no change.
Okay.
What we need is a stable government. Just that. You will have a president, prime minister, nani. What will really change?
We need that goodwill. We need
a
personalities.
Yes. So we need a Maraga in IEBC. Simple. Yes. You will change IEBC. You will do what? Nothing will change. If the system decides, hapa tunapita, watapita too. Well,
okay, we discussed that also later on the broadcast. He was a little bit too tough on the state of the judiciary address last week. And, bare knuckles, he pointed and fired shots at President Uhuru Kenyatta, as he has always done, in terms of arguing that the executive has hugely interfered with the processes in the judiciary, or, of course, within the judiciary. But that aside, TSC taken to Apex Court for snubbing summons. And, well, you were talking about a health commission. Look at what TSC struggles with.
TSC has issues with NAT.
Yes.
Kenya National Union of Teachers. Those are, one is a union body. The other one is an administrative body. So the union may want something to work and the administrative body find it difficult to implement.
But the health sector equally has tight unions and tough speaking leaders within the union. So in the event that
but who is our employer?
It will be the government, of course, definitely.
Which government?
The county governments are, as of now at least.
And how do they employ? You're employed like any other person.
Yeah.
Public Service Commission. So when you have to complain, who are you complaining to? No one. That's why you go to the street.
Okay. So
but you see, NAT have to handle TSC.
Yes.
If TSC don't listen, then they go to the street. The other people don't have whoever to tell. Who are you telling? An amorphous body called PSC.
Okay.
Who are you handling? Nobody.
Why do you conclude that PSC is amorphous? Why do you conclude that PSC cannot address some of these issues anyway? After all, I think
they cannot address. You can see what happened in Kiambu and how PSC was formed in Kiambu. How do you get such a PSC to handle you when the problem is when each government that comes in the county forms its own PSC.
Yeah.
Even right now, the Waititu PSC is gone. We have a new one.
We have a new one, yeah.
Which
so it becomes tricky.
This new one, before they even get to know the ropes and what have you, the 5 years is gone. We have another PSC, and still your problems will accumulate. And that's why people strike. But you see, TSC will maintain. This is a commission that will maintain.
Yeah. Okay, so you can always go back to them and question and all that.
Yes.
All right. Let's proceed to a different newspaper altogether, now that we've touched on more on the People Daily, and we have the Standard newspaper. It's too late to give your views now. Raila tells Muslims, and technically tells everybody. ODM leader meets Muslim clerics in Mombasa, drums up support for referendum as signature collection gathering pace. The leaders asked for religious balance in national appointments and posting of Muslim envoys. I think we won't delve deep into that because, we'll be discussing as we proceed. That is on the other segment. Where is our cash for COVID desks? Capitals ask. That's an interesting one.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
And where are the desks? First of all,
in the first place.
Where are the desks?
Okay.
And before even you talk about the desks, I'd rather we find places where students will study than even having the desk. First, why I would say this is when I went to school first, I was sitting down, writing on my laps, and we still went to school. We should have had classes enough. We are opening schools in January.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is gonna be with the same classrooms, same kids, and desks are what is provided. Didn't some school have desks? They do. So are we to build desks or to add more classrooms? And if you add more classrooms, you have to employ more teachers.
Right.
That is where we would have gone, not desks. Because, to be honest, there were desks, yes, but classes, people are squeezed.
Yes.
We need to have new schools or build more classrooms.
Okay. Well, we take a look at that and we see what direction it will take. But to page 2 of the Standard newspaper, woman gives birth to a baby with coronavirus antibodies. That's an interesting one. You are a medic. I'd love for you to probably tell us something about that. But page 2 and 3 is all about matters medicine. And farms apply for vaccine rollout permit. Hospitals admit 1,262 patients as 7 die of COVID-19. Africa not ready for vaccine, says World Health Organization.
Africa cannot be ready for vaccine.
It's true.
I said that a week ago.
Yes.
The vaccine has to be kept in a fridge of -70 to -80.
Okay.
Negative. You know, I want you to think of -70.
What do we have in existence right now? We have lots of vaccines that are,
vaccines we have,
refrigerated.
Yes, but up to +8.
Okay.
Up to +8. From -2 to +8. That is the range.
Yeah.
So -2 is actually where they are kept by the vaccine. I've forgotten the name in the national level.
Okay.
But when they are down there at the dispensary, they have to be at +4, +8. You understand? And that's the vaccines we use. So we have a vaccine coming that you have to keep at a -70, -80. Now, which African country has such a fridge?
Certainly.
Yeah, we only have to use nitrogen gas, hydrogen gas, sorry. And where do we have all that?
Okay.
So we are not ready, and we are not going to be ready tomorrow. Yes, we have to just start buying machines. So the kid born with antibodies, the antibody could be from the mother.
Okay.
Yes. The antibodies could be from the mother, and they can seep through during birth.
Okay.
Okay? During birth, when the placenta is separating from the body of the uterus, some antibody can seep through. There's usually some minimal blood that can seep through the placenta into the body of the baby. So the baby can get the seeping through to its body. So yeah, the baby can be born with antibodies.
That's a good one for them.
That's a good one for them. You understand?
Yes.
But the baby cannot get sick of corona in utero.
Right.
It's almost impossible. God protected all humans from any harm whatsoever.
And that's actually a question that very many people keep asking.
From
what
any
happens
harm whatsoever. Yeah. You can have HIV. The baby will not have HIV in uterus.
Nice.
But can get HIV at birth.
The process at birth.
Yes. Because of blood seepage.
Yes.
So that's why you have to be very meticulous when you're doing such things. And that's why people have to be really, really trained.
Okay, well, and page 6 and 7 speaks of technically everything about BBI. Was Ruto cornered into supporting the BBI? Soldier who stopped Ruto's UDM takeover dies. Yes, that is Koech. I think he led the country in mourning. This fallen soldier will not rest till we stop BBI reggae, says activists.
Is Karua an activist?
You tell us. Is she trying to find her way back into the game?
Karua will never come back.
You think so?
She lost in 2007 election.
That was the end of her political career?
When I see Karua, I see the 2007 election. That's nothing else I see.
Wow.
She hurt many people.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. And she will make noise. Let newsrooms and newspaper give her air. But to be honest, Karua will never come back. Yes. Why? What is she standing for? She was the Minister for Justice. Remember the word? She was a minister. First word was...
There are a couple of people who are actively involved, so to speak, what is being said. And we have them.
But Karua was sitting in the seat of justice. Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs. What is justice? She would have...
Do you suppose she would have awarded the people justice?
No, justice is being in the middle and saying the truth and standing by the truth.
She did not.
It doesn't matter which side gave her a job, she would have done that. She refused to do that and went on one side. She lost justice and she lost favor in many people's eyes, plus my eyes. I see Karua, I see 207.
let's overlook that one and cross over and come back to the Daily Nation, because we'd open a Pandora's box and another conversation altogether. Time would not allow us to.
In this country.
All right, the Daily Nation revealed scandal of 500,000 ghost pupils. Taxpayers have been losing billions of shillings every year after head teachers and corrupt education officials seeking to line their own pockets. Inflated enrollment numbers used by the government to disburse funds for free primary education program.
That's not news.
Oh yeah, it is actually not news.
It's not news. Why would I ask that? Why would an MP earn 800,000 a month and get 1 million allowance for vehicle, and get 40 million mortgage house, 10 million house allowance? Is that not stealing or reaping from us? Why would you give someone so much and then you expect me not to see some loophole and eat?
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. When you talk about ethos, national ethos tells you now tujiangalie na tujikubali na to understand. Those MP should earn 200,000. 200,000 is enough, trust me. 200,000 in this country, actually you're doing very well.
Yeah, there's some people who were talking of, the change of matters constitution. Theirs was called Ondoa Garama. And the argument was that we should actually make this a very cheap affair, so at least people might think twice, or should think twice before taking that direction.
These people should earn 200,000.
Yeah.
Okay? Guys who are coming from far, around 100 or 200,000 allowance for fueling your vehicle is not bad. Okay? Just make sure things are manageable. At 1 million is a package. But now you find an MP 40 million. Why would you get 40 million mortgage? Why? I mean, I enter today, you give me 40 million.
But don't you think it's also an undoing of the society? Because you can imagine if you're a member of parliament and then you are out, you probably are not elected again, and you find your way back into the society, and you become a laughing stock in the event that you probably live a miserable life. So once people get into power, they try all means possible.
Was Shikuku a laughing stock? No, Shikuku aliishi pale Eastlands.
Miaka
nrudi. Now people knew Shikuku ako hapa, and people respected Shikuku. It depends on what you mean by laughing stock. Shikuku people knew is a Shikuku people
Shikuku
respected.
Wasn't badly off.
No, badly off because alipeleka watoto wake shule. He was not wealthy. To be honest, he was not a wealthy man. He was he was a guy who was surviving like me, but he was a respected man. These people are not respected. So if I hear 500,000 ghost people, I'm not shocked.
Wow.
I'm not shocked because the society is also looking at teachers to develop themselves. Where will they get all the other money? I mean, I'm not sure. So ethos should be checked.
Okay.
And this is telling us we have a rotten country.
Yes, indeed. And of course, so much happening here. Black November's COVID deaths spike in BBI referendum contest. It is 2010 all over again. And what is happening, of course, in the United States, he won for a moment. Trump alludes to defeat. And Matungu, Member of Parliament's last moment, as you can see right there, captured. Time will not allow us to go into this, but we say thank you so much for that. We're going to
just talk about
it has to be
Matungu.
30
1
seconds.
second.
30 seconds.
How was Matungu MP buried? With all the pomp and color being brought to Lee funeral after dying in Mumias. Now he's brought. How was he buried? By the locals. MPs, respect your locals.
Oh, yeah.
They are the people who will bury you. Yeah. Where were the big people who he was running with? They were not there to mask their faces to say goodbye. He was buried by ule mutu wa kuchunga ng'ombe ndiye alichimba shimo.
The voter.
But let me tell you, the person unadharau, do you know who nani anachimbanga mshimo? Wale watu wamedharauliwa kabisa ndio unachimbanga. Wale wanakuja na masuti na Mercedes awashikangi jembe. Usidharau.
Usidharau indeed, and that's where we get to wind up this segment of newspaper review. We cross to a different one altogether after this short break. Thank you so much, Eric Ragalo. Thank you.